Everything out there is a reflection of what's going on in here. You got to change what's going on in here. You got to change your perception. You got to change your view. We were on the live yesterday and we were talking about if you put a cup of water in the freezer, you don't got to pray it freeze. You don't got to hope it freeze. You don't got to do affirmations for it to freeze. Just put it in the freezer. If you put a pot of water on the stove and turn it on, you ain't got to pray it boil. You ain't got to do affirmations for it to boil. You ain't got to get your notebook and write the water is boiling, the water is boiling, the water is boiling. Just put it on the stove and leave it there. And it's the same way with your desires. It's the same way with your dreams. You don't got to make it happen. You just got to leave it in the freezer. I've been using the analogy of a woman being pregnant. When a lady is pregnant, she doesn't have to build a baby. She just have to give the baby an environment to grow in. You've never seen a pregnant woman walking around with a checklist saying, hey, you know I can get a heart. I need a heart. I need some lungs. I need 100 trillion cells. Oh my God, I need 2 lungs. Oh, I'm gonna get a kidney. She don't gotta build the baby. She just gotta give the baby an environment to grow. But if she just allow the baby to keep growing inside of her, the baby will build itself. And eventually the baby gonna pick up so much momentum. Ready or not, here it comes. You can push it out. They can cut it out. But guess what? It's too big. Stay in there. It has to come out. It's the same way with your business. You don't gotta build the business. I didn't build I Coach Bosses. It was more like a download. Abundant living. I didn't build it. I got in a frequency. I got pregnant with it. And when they were saying stuff like the economy is going, I say, nope, that's gonna kill my baby. When people saying stuff like people not investing in self-development, they'll buy Chris Brown tickets, they'll buy, nope, that's gonna kill my baby. I'm not allowing anything that's gonna harm my baby into this. I'm gonna stay pregnant. Now, as I stay pregnant, I'm gonna come up with some real good ideas on accident. I'm gonna come up with some real cool products on accident. And because I'm staying pregnant, my appetite gonna change on accident. So the stuff I read, the stuff I consume, the stuff that it's gonna change my appetite. It's gonna change the way I think. It's gonna change the way I feel. It's gonna change the way I act. It's gonna change me from the inside out, not the outside in. The bank account didn't get full. Then I got motivated and inspired and went got it. And what happened is I got motivated and inspired, went got it. Then the bank account responded to what I was pregnant with. The calendar didn't fill up. And then I said, hey, I coach bosses. I'm Coach J. I'm a clinically trained hypnotherapist. No, what happened is I stepped into this identity of I coach bosses. And from that identity, the calendar filled up. You can't wait on the calendar to fill up and then become successful. You can't wait on the bank account to fill up and then become successful. What happens is you become successful. And from that successful state, you give birth to successful results. I work with a lot of professional athletes. I always tell my athletes, you don't get a trophy and then become a champion. What happens is you become a champion. You become a champion. When you become a champion, you're going to accidentally start holding yourself to a higher standard. You're going to accidentally start holding your teammates to a higher standard. You're going to accidentally start showing up early and leaving late. You're going to accidentally start sleeping like a champion. You're going to accidentally start training like a champion. You're going to accidentally start having the body language of a champion and the temperament of a champion, and you're going to accidentally get a trophy. But if you're waiting on the trophy to activate your champion, you'll never get a trophy because trophies don't make champions. Champions make trophies. If you waiting on money to become a millionaire, you'll never get it because money don't make millionaires. Millionaires make money. You gotta become a millionaire if you wanna get the $1 million in the bank. You gotta become a millionaire. You gotta become it in here and in here. And as you become it in here and in here, it's gonna change your habits. It's gonna change your approach to money. It's gonna change your psychology around money. It's gonna change how you price your services. It's gonna change how you value your time. It's gonna change how you utilize your attention. And if you just stay in that pocket, you can't stay in it for 5 minutes and expect the bank account to catch up. You can't stay in it for 2 weeks and go, hey Jay, I tried that, it didn't work. You got to stay pregnant. You got to stay pregnant. Imagine if a woman was pregnant with a baby. Let's say she find out she's 2 months pregnant. So she picks a room in her house. She paints the walls. She put the crib together. She put a rocking chair in there. She put all these pretty decorations in there. She filled it up with baby clothes and diapers and wipes and a changing table. By the time she finished all that, she's 4 months pregnant. But she goes and aborts the pregnancy because the baby's not here yet. Well, yeah, man, it's not done. It's still cooking. My son was born premature. It was very scary. I would have gave anything for him to stay in there a bit longer. It was very scary. It was very touch and go. You got to confuse, not, you got to stop mistaking not finished with not happening. A lot of times you've done the work of successfully manifesting. What did we say the word manifest means? The word manifest means to make clear or obvious to the mind. What's going on? A lot of times you've done the work of making it clear and obvious to your mind. Then you check your bank account and then you made it clear and obvious to your mind that it wasn't there. A lot of you have manifested the money several times. You have manifested the relationship several times. But then you look at that empty spot in the bed and then you start manifesting the opposite. You've manifested the promotion. You've manifested the new body. You've manifested. You've made it obvious to your mind. It's been points where you felt the feelings of, I could do this. I got this. I'm on the right track. But you aborted your pregnancy because it wasn't here yet. Stop confusing not here yet with not happening. A few months back, I was giving a talk, and a guy said, well, if you know all of this, why are you not a millionaire? I couldn't do nothing but smile. Like, man, you talking to a young black guy that grew up in the projects with no dad. I make a really good living doing something I would do for absolute free. I'm not a millionaire yet, but if I keep doing what I'm doing, if I keep showing up the way that I'm showing up, I got professional athletes on my schedule. I got one client who's an astronaut. I got politicians on my schedule. I got Hollywood actors on my schedule. I make anywhere from $500 an hour to $2,500 an hour, depending on what task. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I will be a millionaire well before my 40th birthday. But if I stop doing what I'm doing because it's not here yet, I'll never be a millionaire. I got to stay pregnant. I've manifested the million. My job is to keep it obvious to my mom. Does that make sense? I've already manifested the million. My job is to keep doing what I'm doing. Keep going live. Keep giving talks. Keep writing books. Keep working with clients. Keep doing seminars. We got a seminar that's coming up on December 27th. It's the last Saturday of this month. The tickets are $7,500 a pop, and they're selling. If I keep doing those types of events, the millions are coming. Your job is the next time you manifest the money, you got to stay pregnant. I want you to start looking at manifestation like getting pregnant. Don't abort the baby because it's not here yet. Stay pregnant. Stay pregnant. And then I want to ask y'all something. I've never had a baby, but I got 3 kids. What's the hardest part of the pregnancy? What's the hardest part of the whole thing? I know it's uncomfortable stuff the whole way through. I know you might have heartburn and you might be uncomfortable and your hormones are doing they're hormoning. But what the labor, the part right before you hold your baby. So many people abort their pregnancy right at that part. Don't fall for that trick. You should get excited when it gets hard. You should get excited when it gets uncomfortable. Doesn't mean you putting your nervous system in an environment that it never been in. That means you charging prices you never charged before. That means you sitting at tables that you never sat at before. Doesn't mean you hanging out in environments that you never. Of course it's uncomfortable. You doing something you never did. If it was comfortable, it would look the same. If it was comfortable, the bank account wouldn't be changing. If it was comfortable, everybody would be. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. You're pushing a new entity into the world. Who ever promised you that stuff was going to be easy? Nowhere did it say stuff was. Stop expecting easy. You strong. You built for this. Stop confusing uncomfortable as a sign to quit. Uncomfortable is not a sign to quit. Uncomfortable is a sign of growth. I would imagine that caterpillars are really uncomfortable inside of their cocoon, but they about to get wings. They finna go from crawling on the ground through soaring in the air. I would imagine babies are very uncomfortable coming through their birth canal, but everything you was racing to that egg, everything that you wanted to fertilize that egg for, is on the other side of you squeezing out of that birth canal. You better stay pregnant. Stop aborting your damn baby and going, Jay, I tried the affirmations. They don't work. They work. You just abort. So I was talking to my son. My son, he keeps trying to fight his older cousin. And his older cousin is bigger than him. I'm like, Ralph, you got to stop picking fights. You can't win, man. He goes, Dad, I can beat him. You just be stopping the fight too soon. I need you to develop that mindset. He's like, Dad, I'm not losing. You just stopping the fight too soon. If you just let me keep fighting, I'm gonna get him. You be breaking it up too soon. y'all gotta get in my son's mindset. Say I ain't go out of business. I gave up too soon. But if you just let me keep going next time, I got this. Jay, I didn't fail. I'm just giving up too soon. Y'all, you gotta stay in the ring. My son said, if you just would let me get my ass beat a little bit longer, I would have figured it out. That's the mindset that you got to have in your business. That's the mindset that you got to have in your marriage. That's the mindset that you got to have in your fitness journey. Who said it? I hate when people say I went out of business. What do you mean you went out of business? Like somebody from the government knock on the door and say, "Hey, you're not allowed to try anymore." Like what do you mean? Did God open up the clouds and say, "Hey, you're done"? Like what do you mean you failed? Like you because it looked like you still breathing to me. So did you fail? Did it not work, or did you quit? Because it's not the same thing. Like you gotta understand that nothing can stop you. Depression can't stop you. Anxiety can't stop you. A divorce can't stop you. A disease can't stop you. A diagnosis can't stop you. Anxiety can't stop you. PTSD can't stop you. Childhood trauma can't stop you. Generational curses can't stop you. You can get distracted by any of those things and quit, but that didn't stop you. That's just what had your attention when you quit. We got to make that distinction. That didn't stop you. That's just what you was focusing on when you quit. I want you to think about whatever that thing is that's been getting the best of you, and I want you to let go of all excuses. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't TikTok shadow ban. Coach Jay, I quit. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I quit, but I'm ready to get back in the game. I'm ready to get. I quit. I tapped out. I couldn't take no more. At least at the time, I felt like I could. But I'm ready to get back on the horse. And I want you to start looking at it as your job when you're manifesting is to figure out what are the feelings associated with already having that result, and to the best of your ability, start practicing that feeling. And you ever like see the guys at the rodeo who ride the bull? I want you to start treating that new frequency like riding a bull. Make a game of it. How long can I stay in this frequency? I stayed in the frequency 2 weeks before I fell off, man. And I fell off, but I got right back on the boot. Make it a game. Ride that frequency for as long as you can, and when you fall off, and you will fall off, it's just a matter of getting back in the frequency. I never said you couldn't get angry. I never said that you wouldn't experience doubt. I never said you wouldn't have days where you felt like it's not working. Your job is to not get stuck there. Get back in the frequency. Women who've had children, I know it was times during their pregnancy where you're like, "Ooh, if I don't get this baby out of me, I can't do this another day. I'm uncomfortable. I can't sleep. I got heartburn. I can't eat the stuff I want to eat." But you understood there was something growing inside of you that you were going to keep allowing it to grow inside of you. You didn't go and get the baby out of you because the heartburn was too much, right? You stayed pregnant. And that's what you got to do when you are becoming a millionaire. That's what you got to do when you are attracting this new relationship. That's what you got to do when you're growing this business. Nobody ever said that it would just because you are manifesting did no obstacles would show up. Like spiritual people kill me with this shit. So we got like two separate ends of the spiritual. I mean of this spectrum. We got the people who are work, grind, grind, grind. I'll sleep when I die. Then you got the other end of the spectrum, people who think they're gonna meditate all day and the money just gonna show up in their tub. The sweet spot is right in the middle. The sweet spot is right in. Yeah, I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna do my affirmations. I'm gonna do my hypnosis. But I also understand that I'm built for this. I also understand that growing comes with pains. I work with a lot of professional athletes, and some of these guys, 6'9", 7'2", and sometimes they'll talk about when they were like 15, 16 years old and they were grown, how their knees would hurt all the time. I know a lot of people who want to be 6'9", but when them knees start hurting, they would have been like, okay, no, 5'8", not that bad. You know what? I could do 5'10". Like growing is uncomfortable sometimes, but you got to learn how to enjoy the growth. You got to learn how to go through it. And that's where meditation is really powerful. You got to learn how to go to that neutral state. It's a reason why you close your eyes when you pray. It's a reason why you close your eyes when you meditate. It's a reason why if you come to me to get hypnotized, I'm going to say, hey, take a deep breath. That's right. As you exhale, close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, You got to be absent from the body and present with the Father. You got to stop replaying the pain. You got to stop leaning into the pain. Like another thing that we do as hypnotists is we help people with chronic pain. So somebody might come, if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll see a video where a lady was telling me about this pain she had in her shoulder, and I hypnotized the pain to go away in like 3 minutes. Pain completely gone. But the way that I do it is by taking her focus off of the pain. The way that I do it is by reframing the pain. So she'll come in and she'll say, Coach Jay, it's this pain in my shoulder. One of the first things I'm gonna say is, so tell me about this sensation in your shoulder. I'm not gonna call it pain. I'm gonna call it a sensation. An orgasm is a sensation. Hitting the lottery creates a sensation. Pain has this negative connotation already wrapped around it. So your neurons in your brain handles the word pain differently. You ever had a paper cut or something on your hand and you didn't even know it was there? Then you see it and it starts braining. Your body go, oh, that should hurt. I work with a lot of boxers. I work with a lot of MMA fighters. One of the things they're always telling me is, man, when I'm in the ring and I'm fighting, I don't feel it until after the fight is end. I don't feel pain when I'm fighting. Now afterward, when I go sit down and I can focus on it, but when I'm trying not to get hit again and I'm trying to hurt him, I don't feel pain. A lot of the reason that the pain is so uncomfortable because you're sitting there talking about it. You're sitting there discussing it. You're sitting there meditating on the pain. Detach from the pain. Like, why are you associating, getting a front row seat to the pain? Stop doing it. You punishing yourself. Stop doing it. You hurting yourself. I eulogized my grandmother this past Saturday. We laid her to rest. People going, man, how did you do that? Me and my grandmother, we're still really close, but close, close, close. When my granddad died like 20 years ago, I went to live with my grandmother so she wouldn't have to live by herself. And we were close my whole life, but during that time we got really, really close. She came to live with me in Washington. Everything. People go, man, how did you go up there without breaking down? Because I was thinking about the good times. I was thinking about exciting things that we did. I was thinking about who she was as a woman. I was thinking about her banana pudding. I was thinking about how her hugs feel. I wasn't sitting there thinking about, man, we better lay one of the most important people in my, like, even as I say that, yes, I started to get sad. Now, I'm not saying it's not a time and place to feel all that and to do all that, but when I want to get up here and eulogize her, and I want to get up here and make you guys laugh and paint a picture of who my grandmother was, that's not the time to put myself through that. You got to get in the habit of telling your thoughts what to think and telling your feelings what to feel. You got to stop letting your feelings bully you. You got to stop letting your emotions bully you. Your mind is not you. Your mind is a tool that you use, and you got to start using the tool on purpose. Jay, how did you? Brock couldn't have went up there. What if you never let not going up there be an option? You got to understand, you got to quit in here before you quit out there. If you never quit in here, you ain't got to worry about quitting out there. If you never give up in here, you ain't got to worry about giving up out there. You talking like the giving up just happened. It happens quickly, but it's things neurologically happening in here. There are neural connectors. There are things that have to fire and wire together before you just quit. You didn't just quit. It was some thinking. It was some images you saw before you quit. It was some voices you heard before you quit. It was some things that you imagined before you quit. But if you take control of the imagining, if you take control of the images that's popping up, then the brain never goes down. If you never allow it on the path to quitting, you don't got to worry about the body quitting. I always tell my clients, it's not your job to control your body. It's your job to control your mind. And you allow your mind to control your body. Like, can you imagine trying to run? Can you imagine trying to consciously run as fast as you can? You say, okay, I'm gonna lift this arm up, lift this leg, I'm gonna pump this arm back hard as I can, I'm gonna pump this arm, I'm gonna lift. No, that's not how you run as fast as you can. How do you run as fast as you can? You decide to run as fast as you can and you let your subconscious mind do the work. It's not your job to physically move every muscle you don't even know the names of all of the muscles. Your job is, it's time for me to run as fast as I can. You give a command to the mind, and the mind tells the body what to do. It's the same way if somebody comes to me and say, hey, Coach Jay, I want to be a better speaker. I'm a reverse engineer. Well, so what's your process of speaking now? Well, I read in a book that I need to cut the stage into 3 parts and I need to work the stage in thirds. And I'm going to have auditory people in the crowd. I'm going to have visual people in the crowd. So I have to make sure that I'm using, and I got to have good body. Like they trying to tell, okay, hands do this, head up straight, shoulders back, chest out. And they on stage looking like a a robot wondering like is you don't tell your no tell your mind what to do. Tell your mind, I want you to stand on this stage like you one of the most successful speakers ever. I want you to stand on this stage, shoulders back, chest out, chin up, delivering a clear, powerful message. I want you to get on this stage like you got an important message to give. I want you to get on this stage like as God was forming you in his hand, he whispered a message in you and he sent you here for the sole purpose of delivering that message. So start learning how to paint a picture for your mind of what to do and getting out the fucking way. It makes all the difference in the world. I work with a lot of guys who have problems like erectile dysfunction. And it's always one or two things. One of the things is hydration. It's hard to get that thing to stand up when you don't got any of this in your body. But if you're not hydrated, if you're not dehydrated, usually the issue is they're telling it what not to do. They're trying to consciously create an erection. That's not how it works. They're trying to consciously not get soft. That's not how it works. Your job is to notice that person in front of you. Notice their skin, notice their smell, notice how they look. No find things about them that you're attracted to, and your subconscious mind gonna go, "Ooh, I know what that means." Get out of the subconscious mind's way. If you want to be a better speaker, if you want to be better at sales, if you want to be better at anything, you got to stop trying to micromanage the process, and you got to just get your mind moving in the right direction and let your mind control your body. Let your mind, it's not your job to control your body. I want you to look at it like driving a car. If you're driving a car, your job is to steer the car. Some of y'all, I want to do my part. I'm going to get under the engine and help the engine. I'm going to get under the hood and help the engine. You don't know how to engine. I want to help the transmission. You don't know how to transmission. I want to help the alternator alternate. It's not your job. Your job is to hold the car in the road. Get your ass from under the hood, get in the driver's seat, and steer the car. Set the goals. What is our objective? What do I want to accomplish here? And you got a subconscious mind that's literally making your heart, making your lungs, making your kidney, and it's doing it without your help. It doesn't need your help. Your job is to set the goal, stay focused on the goal, make it clear and obvious to your mind that the goal is possible. Paint as vivid of a picture for your mind of what the end product looks like and get out of the way. This stuff making sense? I feel like I'm yelling at y'all. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But is this making sense? Is this stuff useful? Is it useful? I know you feel good, but do you got some like actionable stuff that you can leave the lives with? I hate like churches and lives where they go in there every Sunday and they have a great damn time, but the bank accounts look the same, the scales look the same, the careers look the same, the marriages look the same. The pastor got a nice car, but everybody else barely making it. I don't ever want. I want everybody. If you come in here consistently, your life gotta reflect it. The names I see all the time, I expect y'all to come in here and say, "Coach J, you're not gonna believe this. Coach J, I got that promotion. Coach J, my business. Coach J, I done broke through that plateau." Like you should be coming in here with feedback. You should be coming in here sharing wins. You should. It ain't no way you coming in here day after day, spending all this time soaking up all this information, and your life not reflecting. That reflects poorly on you and me. So you got an obligation to this life to come back with results. To come back, Jay, you're not gonna believe this. Try me. Try me. I promise you this stuff works. I promise you it works. Now you gotta work it in order for it to work. I promise you it works. I promise you it works. And the reason I like to get on here and give so much game away for free, because this is my business model. I get on here and lace you up for free, and you go out there and start winning, and you say, "Oh shit, if this is free stuff, I can only imagine if I do a deep dive with them. I can only imagine if I give me a custom hypnosis audio. If this would happen when I get the free information, I can only imagine what's behind the paywall." This is my whole business model. I give all the game away, and a percentage of you, not all of you, probably 10% of the people who get this, they reach out and say, "Jay, I want that on a deeper level. Jay, I want. Hey, do you work with kids? I got a teenager who getting ready to go to college. use the stuff, because y'all the best commercial. The best thing you can do for me is use the stuff and come back and go, okay, Coach J, that shit worked. Duh, I know. And then when you tell me it worked, this is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say I already know. Go on the Google review page and tell them I know it worked. That's why I got on here and told you. Go tell the people who don't know. Oh, and since we're on the topic, if anybody in here, if this your first time in here, don't do it yet. But if you've been coming and you've been using the stuff we talk about and getting results, please go on my Google page and write us a review. Those reviews help us stand out locally and help us dominate the Dallas market. So if you've been using this stuff and it's been working for you and you want to write us a review, inbox me and say, hey, Coach J, I want to write you a review, and I'll send you a link. Those reviews help me. Like, I appreciate the taps, I appreciate the TikTok gifts and all those things, but if you really want to have an impact and like make an impact in my life, those Google reviews are priceless to me. We got any questions? I'm gonna be shutting down here before too long. Somebody was talking about coming up, something about some a revenue plateau. Is she still in here? Or if anybody wants to come up, we're gonna start doing a little bit of micro coaching. We're not going. So let me be clear. We're not gonna turn like the live into like my life is horrible thing, and people come up here to like fight for their limitations. As we open up the panel, the people who request to come up, you need to be in a mindset of I'm ready to break through. Now I want you to understand my pain, Jay. I want to tell you my whole life story and why it sucks. We don't got time for it. And honestly, that story ain't doing you no good. You done studied that. You've been studying that story for years. It's nothing new there. We got to figure out what you want. We got to get you calibrated to what you want, and we got to get you confident in what you want. That's the job. That's the job. Get you figure out what you want. Get you calibrated to what you want. Get you confident in what you want. I want you to. Thad was here the other day, and Thad pointed out something interesting to me. He said you can't even request an Uber without a destination. Think about that. You can't just tell Uber, hey, send a car to my house. I figure out where I'm going. They're not even sending a car to you until you got a destination. That's how I want to treat the live when we start letting people come up. Don't come up here without a destination. Don't come up here to tell me what you don't want. Cool. Understand that. What do you want? If you come up here, I'm gonna ask you that question. Please have an answer to that question. And have an answer before you come up here. Don't come up here without an answer to that question. You got it. I can't coach you without a destination. I can't give you no game without a destination. People come, hey, what book should I be reading? I don't know. You want to be a hypnotist? You want to be a trader? You want to be a architect? What do you want? I can't just start telling you to read books. What do you want? You got to answer that question. You got to answer that question. What like hangs a lot of people up? So we're creators. It's in our nature to create because we made in the image of a creator. So as a creator, as you go through life, I took the top off this to take a sip, and I was putting it back on. I didn't take a sip. Hold on. So as a creator, I'm getting so excited I can't put the top on the water. As a creator, because you're a creator, because you're an innovator, you're going to see things you don't like. And when you see things you don't like without even trying to, you're going to give birth to a desire. When you look at your bank account and see not enough money without even trying to, you give birth to a desire for more money. When you go through life and you feel disrespected, you feel like somebody's talking down to you without even trying to, you give birth to a desire to be respected. You give birth to a desire to be handled a particular way. I want you to make it your sole purpose to start getting hypnotized by the desire and not the situation that created the desire. What do you mean, Jay? When you look at your bank account and you see not enough money, I want you to make it your business to get hypnotized by your desire for more money and not the lack of money. When you in your relationship and your partner handle you a way that you don't think you should be handled, I want you to get in the habit of getting hypnotized by the desire for respect and not the lack of respect. Does that make sense? That's going to change things for you in a crazy way. Okay? Don't get hypnotized by the problem. Get hypnotized by the desire that the problem created. And I'm telling you, the ideas, the circumstances, if you just learn how to get in the frequency of your desire, law of attraction, law of vibration will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. But you be hypnotized by the lack, hypnotized by the thing that you don't want, and trying to find solutions that you can only find when you get out from under the influence of that and get under the influence of what you want. So I want you to start looking at, like, let's think about this like alcohol. When you're under the influence of alcohol, it's going to change the way you walk. It's going to change the way you talk. It's going to change the way you think. It's going to change the way you feel. It's going to change the way you act. Right? When you're under the influence of what you don't want, does the same thing. Change the way you walk, change the way you talk, change the way you think, change the way you feel, change the way you act. So when you're under the influence of what you don't want, and you walking like you're under the influence of what you don't want, you talking like that, you thinking like that, you feeling like that, that means your ideas, every idea you come up with while you under the influence of what you don't want, is going to have the energy of what you don't want. The trick is to go, I don't like that. I'd rather have this. Let me get under the influence of this thing that I would rather have, and let me brainstorm from there. Let me strategize from there. Let me talk to my partner from there. Imagine if I'm at the house, right, and my partner snaps at me. I'm a human. My natural reaction is to snap back. But as somebody who understands creation, before I respond, it behooves me to go, well, what do I want? I already know she a woman. She got way more temperament for arguing than I do. She got way she got way more time. She's way more dedicated to arguing. I ain't even mad no more. I'm trying to have adult time. You still on that? What do I want? I want to have fun tonight. I want to have a good weekend. I want us to drink a little bit of wine, turn on a movie, enjoy that, and then go enjoy each other. I'm gonna get under the influence of that. Then I'm gonna respond to her, and I'm gonna accidentally hypnotize her. People say, "Do you hypnotize your woman?" Absolutely, and she returns the favor. Hypnosis is not what people think it is, but I want you to start approaching self-development like a hypnotist. And hypnotists understand the power of thinking and feeling. I want you to stop trying to influence people's actions. I want you to stop trying to influence your action and start aiming at changing the thinking and the feeling, both in yourself and in others. When you discipline your children, stop going after the behavior and start going after the thinking and the feelings that created the behavior. When you try to get your partner to understand where you're coming from, and y'all trying to get on the same page, stop discussing behaviors and start discussing the thoughts and feelings that gave birth to the behaviors. I want you to start approaching it like a hypnotist. Watch what they do for your relationships, with your children, with your spouses, with yourself, with your relationship to money. Forget about your spending habits. What are the thoughts and feelings driving those spending habits? I'm telling you, it's the difference that makes the difference. And if you want my help, click the link in the bio. And this is what I do 7 days a week. Got any questions? Because I'm going to be getting off here in a bit. Questions, comments, concerns. And if you're not on the YouTube channel, you're missing out. Let me show y'all something. Show y'all how deep this YouTube bag is. So I said we got some stuff on here. We got some stuff on here. If you're not on our YouTube channel, I don't know who the R is because we're a one-man band. If you're not on my YouTube channel, view your channel. Look here. Let's go to these videos. So I put a lot of the replays from the live on here. But we got pages and pages and pages. Hypnosis for abundance. Stop doing affirmations. Do this instead. Abundance hypnosis. How I manifest anything using hypnosis. How did you get started as an entrepreneur? Why most entrepreneurs fail. We got videos on videos. Think it, do it. How to turn your thoughts into reality. Stop acting like an accident. Stop that stressing. Let's go. Videos and videos and videos. Master your mindset for success. Videos on videos on videos. All of these that look like this, these are hypnosis recordings. Unlock deep sleep tonight. Embrace your worth. Guided hypnosis for deep self love. Powerful night affirmations for deep sleep and positive recovery. Manifest your dreams. Deep sleep hypnosis for ultimate self love. Manifest wealth tonight as you sleep. 10-minute deep sleep hypnosis. Manifest abundance as you sleep. Manifest your dreams overnight. Manifesting your dreams with the 5C method. How to manifest like a master hypnotist. I'm supposed to be sending that video to one of my clients. I could not find it yesterday, but y'all just reminded me. Deep sleep hypnosis. We got over 700 videos on the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're missing out. Hypnosis for detachment. Listen and attract riches. Unlock rapid weight loss hypnosis. We got all types of. We still going. We can do this for the rest of the night. Like it ain't no shortage of videos. It's even videos on here with me doing things like hypnosis orgasms and entertainment hypnosis, gluing people to the ground, turning myself into Santa Claus. I'm doing everything I can to show you the power of the mind on this YouTube channel. There's some crazy stuff on there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I Coach Bosses. All one word. Right there. I Coach Bosses. If you type that into the search bar, it's going to bring you to this page. Y'all get in there and knock yourself out. And if you want a custom hypnosis audio, like the hypnosis audios on the YouTube channel, they work. But I made them for just thousands of people to listen to. A real game changer is when you get a hypnosis audio made specifically for you, with your blocks in mind and your upbringing in mind and your specific goals. And I'm calling you by name. And if I've talked to you, I know if you're visual, I know if you're kinesthetic, I know if you're auditory, I know if you respond better to direct suggestion or indirect suggestion. So anybody interested in getting a custom hypnosis audio, inbox me and we can talk about that process as well. But don't like we got any questions. I'm gonna hang out for a minute, but we're about to land. What's up, Allure? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Was this useful, y'all? Y'all got some stuff out here y'all can use? I know you feel good. Feeling good is the easy part. As my grandma say, you was over there y'all spent all that time over there and you ain't getting nothing but a wet ass. I don't want you leaving the live with just a wet ass. I want you leaving the live with some benefits. You can get a wet ass anywhere. I want you leaving here with some game changing stuff. That's funny, Lisa. All right, so I look like we done here, man. Love y'all. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. I will see y'all when I see y'all. I go live a lot, but it'd be random. So I'll probably go live at some point tomorrow. We'll see. But the YouTube is I Coach Bosses, all one word. You said use the mind as a tool. Why do you think one would wait till their mind is convinced before it started? Because your body follows your mind. If you don't convince your mind, you're going against the grain. It's like swimming against the current. I don't care if you're an Olympic swimmer, you're not going to win. You got to get the mind on board. You got to sell it to the mind. Got to get the mind on board. That makes sense? Like imagine, let's make it real plain. Imagine if I was talking to my partner and I was saying, "Hey, I feel like we not enough." And she was saying, "Well, Jay, you a workaholic. You don't ever take me on dates. You don't buy me no flowers. You not. I don't feel valued. I feel like an afterthought to everything else going on." Imagine she tell me that, and I say, "Okay, got it. And tomorrow on my way home from the office, I run into a grocery store and I come home and I plop some flowers on the counter. I say, okay, what about now? I did the right stuff, but I didn't get my mind on board. So now I'm just checking off a list. She's like, Jay, get out my face. I'm like, what? I got the flowers. Yeah, you got your body got the flowers, but your mind, like, does that make sense? You got to get the. You could go to the interview and say all the right stuff, but if you didn't bring the mind on board, nobody, you're not convincing nobody, not even yourself. You can apologize, but if you just, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I said it there. Like, you could have kept that. That makes it. If the mind not in it, you might as well go not even have the mind in it. If you, I tell my clients all the time, if you can think it, you can do it. But if you feel it, you'll do it on accident. If you can think it, you can do it. But if you can feel it, you'll accidentally do it. When you feel upset, you'll accidentally knock all this shit off this table. You accidentally curse people out when you feel upset. But the same thing happens when you feel successful. When you feel successful, you automatically hold your body in a successful way. You automatically start to take up more space. You'll automatically stop shrinking if you just feel successful. But when you don't fix the feeling, when you don't fix the thinking, and you trying to use techniques to be successful, I'm not saying the techniques can't help, but a technique on top of a outdated mindset not gonna do you any good. For sure, for sure. But did I answer the question you asked me? I want to make sure. For sure. And now that you're thinking more clear, Lisa, your life gotta reflect that clearer thinking. Has to. It's like putting water in the freezer. You ain't gotta hope it freeze. You ain't gotta pray it freeze. If you just leave it in the freezer, it has no choice but to freeze. Now, if you take it out the freezer and go, Jay, I think my freezer broke. Like, well, no, your freezer not broke. You put the cup on the counter because it didn't freeze in 30 seconds. For sure. You're welcome, Jasmine. Any more questions before we get out of here? For sure. So remember, manifesting. Stay pregnant. If you manifestation happens in an instant. You didn't know that, did you? Manifestation happens in an instant. If you can get in the mindset and go, I am a millionaire. I'm creative. I'm resourceful. I got book ideas. I got plays in my head. I got concepts that are worth millions. I'm a millionaire. If you stay pregnant with that, the bank account got to respond. Now, if you sit in it for 5 minutes and then go, oh man, I got this disconnection notice. The kids need this need this. Oh God, there's never enough money to go around. These people don't. You just aborted the baby. And this is the dope thing about mental babies. You can impregnate yourself again in an instant. You don't got to wait for your cycle. You don't got to wait for your ovulation window. You can impregnate yourself. So as soon as you say, oh shit, I aborted my baby, let me put it back. You can get right back pregnant right then and there. You don't got to give yourself a lecture. You ain't got to go, why do I always do this? Coach J told me and I screwed. You don't got, you an adult. You don't got to get popped to correct yourself. As soon as you realize you're on track, you off track, get back pregnant. How do you focus on abundance when all you've experienced is lack? So let me ask you this. How did you learn how to focus on lack? How did you get so good at focusing on lack? Because that's the same way you're going to get good at focusing on abundance. You got good at focusing on lack by noticing it. You saw it over here. You saw it over there. You saw it over here. My neighbors just being in it year after year after year. Same thing. Oh man, I'm so abundant. I got 10 fingers. I got 10 fingers. I got a MacBook. I got Chat GPT. I got TikTok. I'm sitting right here in the comfort of my home. I can talk to people from all over the world. I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky. And I'm handsome. Man, I'm handsome. Like so much stuff is already working out for me. And then you're going to stay on that bull for as long as you can. Then when you fall off that bull, you're going to say, oh shit, I fell off. Let me get back on the bull. And the subconscious mind is a pattern learning machine. Eventually, the subconscious mind will say, every time I knock him off this bull, he just get back on. I'm going to just leave him on the bull. Then this becomes your personality. Like, I got a love-hate relationship with affirmations. I stopped my clients from doing affirmations a long time ago. Because the problem that I have with affirmations is you can be saying them from a place of not having. So it's let me do these affirmations so I can get this money that I don't have. So the affirmation is rooted in the not having. I much rather just hypnotize you and teach you how to grab onto that state. And without even opening your mouth, grab the state. And you feel it in your chest, you feel it in your stomach, you know that you're in the state. Your job is to get in the state. Spend as much time in the state as you can. When you realize you're out of the state, get your ass back in. Fall asleep in the state as often as you can. And when you miss the mark, go for it again the next night. And through repetition and being patient with yourself and loving yourself and understanding that nobody said you had to be perfect. And changing out there is not your job. Remember, you don't got to build the baby. You just got to stay pregnant. Your job is to the best of your ability, stay pregnant. And understand, like a lot of times when you get pregnant, because I'm really big on clarity, but the thing about this, the longer I do this work, and this is crazy, this is like a newer revelation for me. If you would ask me about this even 6 months ago, I probably would have gave you a different answer. Think about when you get pregnant. You don't know if it's a boy, if it's a girl, if it got blue eyes, brown eyes, green eyes. You just know it's a baby. So at first, you may not have all the details. Like when I was in the military and I knew I was done being in the military, I didn't go straight to, I want to be a clinically trained hypnotherapist. I went to, I don't want to work. I want to play. I want to play for a living. I want to get paid to do things I would do for free. I got pregnant with that. I want to get paid to do things that I would do for free. And as I just stayed pregnant, I like hypnosis. I like psychology. I like NLP. I like human behavior. I like influence. These are things. I look at my bookshelf. All my books are about influence. I've been studying hypnosis since I was 14. Just get pregnant. You're not gonna know exact. You're not gonna know the exact sex of the baby. You're not gonna know how much the baby weighs. Just get pregnant and allow that pregnancy to pick up momentum, and the things will fill in. But we at least need to have a direction that we're going in. Start with what you got. Well, Jay, I don't know what I want. Look at what you don't like and say, well, what would I rather have? What would I rather have? And start there and impregnate yourself with what you'd rather have. Your job is to spend as much time as you can thinking about it, as much time as you can daydreaming about it, feeling in that direction, and it'll pick up momentum. It'll pick up momentum. It's not about having a baby as quick as you can. Having a baby as quick as you can is called a miscarriage. It's not about having a baby as quick as you can. It's about staying pregnant as long as it takes. I don't want to push this baby out until it's full term. Does that make sense? That makes sense. You push it out early, it got us chilling in the NICU. It got to hang out in the incubator. You can't take it home, and they got to have tubes and stuff. You don't want it out early. It's not about having the baby as quick as it can. It's about staying pregnant as long as it takes to deliver a healthy baby. That was good. We ain't never said that before in that way. We getting in new territory. I love it. That's why I like to get on here and have the same conversation every day, because the conversation just gonna get more refined and it's gonna get more and more clear. It was never about having the baby as quick as possible. It's about staying pregnant as long as it takes. And even when you look into nature, you it take a woman like it takes a human like 9 months to have a baby. It take an elephant 18 months to have a baby. The elephant is bigger. When the elephant walks, the ground shakes. So if you're giving birth to a bigger baby, you might have to stay pregnant a little bit longer. If you give birth to the million in the first trimester, it's not gonna be a million. It's gonna be 2,500. It's gonna be 5,000. You didn't give it. You tried to push it out before it wasn't a million yet. Stay pregnant. That makes sense. If you take it out early, it's not giving birth. It's an abortion. It's crazy how that analogy just it's so many parallels. So what was your name? Drake. Your job is to get pregnant. Don't try to have a baby tomorrow. Don't try to have a baby next week. Just get pregnant. Your body will know when it's time to go in labor. When is not your business. You don't get to pick the baby's birthday. You don't get to pick the baby's birthday. It's not your job. Your job is to stay pregnant. Your job is to carry it full term, whatever that looks like. That's good. I'm excited. Boy, I'm finna sleep good tonight. I love coaching y'all because when I be coaching y'all, I really be coaching me. So I just get all these free coaching sessions. Man. I get like 30 coaching sessions a week. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So it's about can I sit in the feeling of having it? If I can do that, I'm doing my part. As I sit in that feeling, some good ideas gonna find me. Some good opportunities gonna find me. Going into 2024, I can't remember the exact thing that I was saying, but I was saying something really similar to I'm allowing people and circumstances in my life that allow me to do things I would do for absolutely free while making a ton of money. I'm allowing people and circumstances in my life. That's why I impregnated myself with. I'm making room for people and circumstances in my life that allow me to do things that I would do for absolutely free while making a ton of money. I'm allowing people and circumstances in my life that allow me to do things that I would enjoy doing, things I would do for free while making a lot of money. January of 2024, I met a lady named Nikki. Nikki is on TikTok. Her name is the Manifestation Consultant. One night, just like tonight, I was on TikTok live. Nikki happened to come into the room, and Nikki inboxed me. She said I was in your live, and it was phenomenal. I was hanging on to every word. I have an event coming up, and I would love it for you to do a day at my event. And I went and looked at her page and saw like our messages align a lot. I like the people who follow her. I'm looking at her comments and seeing the stuff they talk about. I'm like, yeah, I would definitely go hang out with these people. Went did the event. The event went phenomenal. And after the event, Nikki say, "You killed it. We can't just let this be a one and done. We got a link. We got it. Let's do a podcast." And we said, okay. For about 24 hours, we was doing a podcast. But the very first podcast meeting that we did, we said, screw that. Let's create a community. And Nikki and I ended up creating a school community. And through the course of 2024, Nikki and I went on to make a whole lot of money in that school community. Doing challenges, doing groups. We both got a bunch of private clients. But that was a result of me impregnating myself when I'm making room for people in situations that allow me to do stuff that I would do for free while making a whole lot of money. That in 2024, I had a client named Norbert. We had been working on some stuff that he wanted to work on. Then after we had been working together for about 2 months, we had got the momentum that he wanted. And he said, hey, Norbert is like a rocket scientist, man. This dude he's brilliant. But he wanted to develop an app that did something really similar to what I do, but he had the knowledge of how to program it. He just didn't have the knowledge of hypnosis and how to do what I do. So Norbert offered me a business opportunity to come be a 50% partner in his tech company. And all I had to do was be the hypnotist. All I had to do was be me. He's doing all the coding. He's doing everything else. I just got to be the expert hypnotist, which is what I've been doing since I was 14. And that's rolling out. But I didn't go looking for Norbert. I wasn't standing out saying, hey, I'm looking for people who going to let me do things that I would do for free and make money. Nikki found me. Norbert found me. My job was to stay in that frequency of, hey, I'm open to people and circumstances that allow me to do things. I'm open to it. All I had to do was get open to it and stay open to it. Couldn't go, oh man, we 10 days into the new year and it hasn't happened yet. It's February. Where they at? No, your job is not to micromanage the process. It's like if you paint your wall. If you sit there and watch the paint dry, it's going to take forever. But if you just paint the wall, go to the gym, go to the grocery store, go do what you got to do, you come back, the paint is dry. Stop babysitting the affirmation. Stop checking the bank account. Nope, the million not here yet. The million not here yet. The million not here yet. You ain't even got the idea yet. Why would the million be? You 10 minutes pregnant and you freaking out because the baby not here yet. Relax. Be still and know that I am God. Like, be still, relax, calm down. So some of y'all, I'm putting you on bed rest because you got a high risk pregnancy. You done lost this $1,000,000 the last 10 times you got pregnant with it. You on bed rest, sit down, be still. I love how this analogy just works all across the board. This is crazy. This might be what the next book be about. Sit your pregnant ass down. I'm gonna work on a better title, but yeah, that's gonna be the gist of it. Sit your pregnant ass down. Be still. Yeah, that's gonna be the next book. I love it. See how the idea just found me. Didn't go looking for it. The idea just found me. That's what it's about. Getting the frequency, the ideas, the opportunities, the relationships, the customers, the circumstances, the stuff you need gonna find you if you just hang out in the frequency. And when you're in the frequency, you're gonna accidentally say the right things. Like, a lot of my colleagues are surprised that my business thrives the way it thrives and I dress the way I dress. Like, you very rarely see me in like a polo shirt and a but like I wear a Nike Tech suit to the office. I don't feel like putting all that on. I will go to my office in this. Jay, how do you get people to take you serious? How do you get clientele? I am a successful hypnotist. You can't tell me how a successful hypnotist dress. You're not a successful. I am. This is how a successful hypnotist dress. I am a successful hypnotist. And you think if I am a successful hypnotist, if a shirt not gonna make me not a success, I am. Not I will be. Not I desire to be. Not I am. So whatever I put on is how a successful hypnotist dresses. And if you want to go work with the second best or the third best or the fourth best or the fifth best because they got on a suit, be my fucking guest. I don't care. But I am a successful hypnotist. Does that make sense? You are fill in the blank. And as you sit in that energy, nobody can tell you how that thing shows up because they not that thing. You are that thing. You can't tell me how this thing that I am shows up. I'm that thing, and I'm not waiting on your permission to be that thing. I am that I am. I am that, and I'm not waiting on anything out there to give me permission to be that. And that's your job, to stay in that bag, to stay in that lane. And when you like pick up that free, you can say what you want to say. You can wear what you want to wear. You can. I remember a few weeks back, a lady messaged me. She goes, "I really love your content. I just wish you didn't. I just wish you wouldn't curse so much." And first off, I don't curse a lot. I might say a damn here or shit there. That's not like mother this beep beep there. Like, whatever. But I told her I really like when people don't tell me what to do. Like, if it's your cup of tea, come. If it's not, at any given time, it's thousands of people on TikTok Live. Keep strolling. You're gonna find what you're looking for. Sit in the identity and stop letting reality bully you. Stop trying to fit in. You were made to stand out. You are a star. It's time for you to start shining like one. A lot of your problem is you trying to fit in. Stop trying to fit in. Be you. Now, I'm not saying purposely go against the grain. I'm not saying just, do stupid stuff for the point of doing stupid stuff. But as you sit in that frequency, get inside of the frequency first. Because from outside of the frequency, it's not going to work. It's going to backfire drastically. But from inside of the frequency, if that feels like a good idea to you, from inside of that frequency, from inside of that mindset, you've done the work of running them first 3 C's, you clear, calibrated, and confident. And from that clear, calibrated, confident state, if your inner self is saying, "Hey, bro, put on that hat to say I coach bosses and let's go." You put on that hat to say I coach bosses and let's go. Now, if you get in that state and you ain't never put on a suit before, but from within that state, some saying, "Hey, let's wear a suit." Then listen to that something. Stop listening to them, especially if they ain't never did what you trying to do. Because most of the time, the people who did what you trying to do, you got to ask for their opinion. The people who actually know what they talking about, not just walking up to you saying, "Hey, you should do this, do this, do this." The people who volunteering information, it's a pretty good chance they ain't never even did what the hell you trying to do. So don't listen to them. But if you get in the frequency, hang out there, you'll attract you a mentor. You'll attract everything you need. Your job is just stay in the frequency. All right, I'm landing. Love y'all. Anything y'all can do about it. We had a good time tonight. How long were we live? Let's see. I'm trying to swipe over my screen. It won't let me. This thing. Oh well, we was live long enough. That's how long we were live. Yo, anybody interested in working with me? Hit that link in my bio and start clicking on buttons and stuff. You'll find whatever you need. Love y'all. I'll see y'all later.